This episode is a very serious one, and it must be taken, any attack to a nuclear reactor, of course, a nuclear power plant is very serious. In this case, it was, and it was, as I mentioned now to the board, a direct hit of a quite big drone with a very strong payload that crashed into the wall of an electrical installation very near to one of the reactors, Unit 3, which I could see. It drew a very big hole. There was an explosion, and of course, immediately and in practical terms, it caused the stoppage of one of the units because it no longer had external power supply. We had a very good conversation, and this I think is good. External power supply is not completely repaired. There's no problem with the supply chain or the other aspects. So I wanted you to have an idea of what is the situation there. In our assessment, very serious event. Very good, very professional reaction by the operator, which is really a young operator. So they were, I think it's fair to say that it was a test by fire, and they reacted quite well. Well, obviously, there have been a number of attempts to re-establish our verification activities in Iran. Both after the 12-day war and since the last military episodes this year. The issue here is multiple because Iran has a number of obligations in terms of informing us and giving us access for our inspection work. It is clear that under war circumstances this is not possible, but there has been quite a long ceasefire. We were able to perform some activities in facilities that they chose, like the Bushehr nuclear power plant and other facilities in Iran. So obviously there is an element of discretion and in terms of what they allow us to see and not. And as you all know, the obligations, the legal commitments by Iran still apply under any circumstance. So, I would say this is the situation. And if you are asking about obstacles, I would say that there is this current situation, the conflict, the ongoing war. There is a ceasefire, but the war is still on, technically speaking, with Israel and with the United States. We have been taking part directly and at times indirectly in conversations amongst them, but I would say that this stand out on the part of Iran. Of course, for us, the possibility of engage is always there and should always be there.
What's your sense of where we are right now, both in terms of how close we are to a ceasefire extension and whether this idea of a sort of a 60-day time frame to reach some kind of nuclear agreement is realistic? Maybe just start with that, and I have one follow-up on that.
Yes, well, of course, as you know, we are not a party to this current process, but we are in contact separately with both. Our sense is that they seem to be pretty close to agreeing on what I would describe more with regards to the nuclear, because the other things are not within my purview, to a sort of a framework, organizational, I would say, structure to give themselves time to look into the different problems. So I would say it is a distinct possibility that we will have at least that, and then we will see.
And since there's some talk of there's some discussion of a possible resolution at this board, like how would that impact the bigger picture of these diplomacy between the two sides, do you think?
I'd rather abstain to commenting on that one. It's a member state issue and if they want to have a resolution or not.
I would be interested to hear your assessment about the highly enriched uranium that is believed to be located inside Iran at various sites on the ground. Whatever happens and whatever kind of a deal is going to be struck, maybe at some point in the future, from your assessment, what is technically and realistically the most realistic option? Is it to destroy the material, dilute the material, or on the ground inside Iran, or move it outside of the country?
It's a political decision. It's a political decision. Technically, it is possible. There are, of course, certain relative technical difficulties or technical consequences of certain actions. Of course, to take it as is, it might be more complicated. I said this publicly because it's in gas form. It's 60%, so it would rather be more, I would say, more difficult, more sensitive to move it in this way. But it's up to them. For the agency, we are a service. We are there to make sure that everything happens in a safe and secure manner and that it is observed. And let me say that in terms of all these alternatives, we sometimes forget one issue. We have to go there first and check the amount, because it's been a long time, and without a clear baseline, the non-proliferation value of taking it out might even be relative. If there is a part, 40 kilos or 50 kilos or whatever, which is not there, then we will have a problem, or they will have a problem, because an agreement might be less, I would say, probable. So this is why the return of the agency, in whatever circumstance, is the prerequisite for anything. We have to go back, reestablish what is the situation, and then, of course, what we did in February and on other occasions, we have given our technical assessment of what is implied in each alternative. The agency has verified before downblending campaigns in Iran, as you all know.
You convened a trilateral meeting with the representatives from China, Russia, and Iran today. What can you tell us about that meeting? I mean, are there kinds of technically credible verification ideas that are being broached that you can share?
I did not convene it. They asked to see me. Basically, I think it was a meeting for them to reiterate their basic approach to this matter, and in particular, what they consider the necessity for me, I'm trying to interpret what they say, to recognize that it's very difficult for Iran to comply with its obligations in the current circumstances. I reiterated my points, and it was basically this.